Welcome to Sunny Stamping Studio, and today I just did a very simple little project. It's using the Stampin' Up! Bitty Box and Envelope die. It's the extra large die, and it creates this little box. It also has an envelope, but I didn't use that portion. Instead, I recreated some little mini pizza note cards for my daughter. She absolutely adores little teeny things, and I thought this would be just the thing to give her. Really cute. You just fit a bunch of them inside the pizza box, close it up, and you got your pizza notes. Okay, so let's get started. It's pretty simple. You're going to start off with a folded piece of cardstock. Now, we don't really have a good system for going through two pieces for a circle of this size. So there's two options. You can cut a circle from your Circle Scissor Plus, place it over like so that a little piece is hanging off the edge, and then you would trace it around with your pencil and cut it out with scissors. Or you could, if you still have the old colozzle, if you work it over through the first layer and then the second layer, you may have to trim in a certain sections, then you can go through both layers just by, again, going over about twice, and then you may have a couple little areas you need to trim with your scissors. And that's with the colozzle. Unfortunately, they don't sell it anymore, but I still have mine. I really like it. It doesn't work very well with the Circle Scissor Plus trying to go over two pieces. So after you have your circle cut, you're going to cut the 1 3/4 inch circle, and you're going to sponge the edges. I sponged mine with a little bit of River Rock to kind of has a little bit green yellow to it, which was kind of nice for mozzarella cheese. And you could also use creamy caramel just to show like maybe a bit of a cooked topping of the pizza. Okay, and then for my pizza base, I'm taking some Close to Cocoa, and I am sponging the edges with that. Okay, so you're going to sponge around the edges like that until you get this. Okay, and then I'm going to glue my cheese to my top. Okay, and it's a little close, so I'm just going to move out a bit so you can see a little better. Just add a little touch of glue there. Well, a bit more than a touch, but. And then I'm just going to glue this down. Okay, so I got my little pizza note card over there. And then I got to create my toppings. Now for my toppings, I have the only tools punches I use are the 1/4 inch circle punch. That's essentially any standard hole punch that you can find at an office supply store. I'm just trying to grab it over here to show you. 2 something, and it's just your standard circle size. So you're going to need that, and you're going to need the Trio Flower Punch. The colors you're going to be using are Really Rust, actually no, I didn't use the Real Red for this one, Old Olive, and River Rock. Okay, so I'm going to punch out some circles from River Rock, or in your case you can use some Creamy Caramel. And I punched out some circles out of the Really Rust, and then I punched out some flowers from my Old Olive. Okay, so to create each piece, it's pretty simple. For my peppers, I'm going to grab my little flowers that I punched for my Old Olive cardstock. I'm going to hold it into the circle punch. I'm just going to press down to create a hole. And from there, I'm going to do a little bit of sponging with some Handsome Hunter just along the edges. Okay. Now these are really teeny pieces that you're working with. Okay, so you're going to do that, and then just to add a little bit more shape to make it a little bit more pepperish, since peppers aren't exactly flowers, you can just kind of cut off some of the little florets. I mean, peppers do have wavy lines when you cut them, just not quite so pronounced. So I just trimmed it off a little bit like that, okay, to create my little peppers. For my mushrooms, I took my River Rock 1/4 inch circle, okay, and this is going to be working small. I have to do 2 lines like this, 1 and 2, okay, and then I cut off at the side. Just like that. And what that's doing is I'm just cutting off 2 little wedges to create my mushroom shape. Okay, so So I have it like that. And then I'm going to sponge it with a little bit of chocolate chip. Okay, or basic brown will also work. Okay, so I have my little mushroom. And then I have my pepperoni, which it's just a really rough 1/4 inch circle. I'm going to sponge it with a touch of real red, sorry. And it's good to go. So now I'm going to put the pizza together. Very simple. Start with my pepperoni, just do some little dots of glue where I want my little pepperoni pieces. And stick them down sponge side up. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick these all down and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have finished gluing down my little pieces to my pizza, but I need just a little bit more detail. So I'm going to grab my Signo gel pen and I'm going to add the little fat dots to the pepperoni because, yeah, all those little white dots are just the fat, which makes it taste really good. Some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger. Just want to add a little more authenticity to my pizza. Now these cards would be fantastic as little mini note cards for your kids to pass to their friends, although specify not during class time. And also for a little teeny meeny pizza night and pizza movie night invite. Okay. So there you have it, your little pizza note cards. And if you have that die, you can make it up into the box and have a nice little serving of pizza notes for your kids. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you again later this week. Thank you for stamping with me.